And when I moved towards him, he throws it on the ground. I slapped him. If you clicked on this video, that means you clicked because of the title of the video, The Hard Truth About Parenting. I've been a mother for not very long, 5 years, coming this October. My daughter is going to be 5. I have a son. He's going to be 1 this month, August. So exciting times. I have basically 2 very small kids that I am currently parenting. It has been interesting. This week I was home with my kids and my son, he did something. He went into the refrigerator for like the 100th time that day. I keep telling him not to go into the refrigerator, but I'm not certain if he understands, but I keep saying, no, don't go into the refrigerator. Stop. Adonai, that's his name. Stop, don't do that. Repeatedly, right? I get up, I close the refrigerator, I take him away from the refrigerator, everything. This child now goes into the refrigerator again, takes out a pitcher that I have with drinks in the refrigerator, and when I move towards him, he throws it on the ground and everything spills. The pitcher is now broken. In reaction to that, I slapped him, and then I immediately regretted it, and I was like, oh. Dad, you know, parenting is so hard when you're trying to do it the right way. If that was me first time, I would I get so bitch lick, and then my parent would say to me, go up on the bed and don't get up for the rest of the day. That's what would have happened. But in that moment, I also realized the reason parenting is so difficult is because I am here trying to do it a better way than our parents did it. In that moment when I hit my son out of a reflex, I felt guilt, and I was like, I don't want to do it this way. I don't want to take the easy way out, which is to just hit my child every time they do something that upsets me. That guilt makes it difficult, but it also means that we want to do better. So while the guilt is there, it's not something bad. It's something that knocks and says, okay, you want to do better, you know you have the ability to do better, and that's why you feel this way about what you've done, because you have that desire to do better. I stopped and I reflected on what was going on in the moment. Firstly, my son was not trying to get me upset. He actually thought I was playing with him because he kept going to the refrigerator, opening it, looking at me, waiting on me to respond. Then he would slam it and he would run and all of that. All he really wanted was my time and my attention. He wanted me to play with him. But instead, I was sitting watching TV. And so to get my attention, he went into the refrigerator again because he knew I would pay attention to him doing that, took out the drink and threw it on the ground, knowing that I would give him my attention, which I did. He, in his 1-year-old brain, just wants mommy's attention, and because this is the only time that mommy was paying attention to him in that moment, he decided to do that. And I learned 2 important lessons from that. The first one is kids want our attention. They have not yet understood the difference between negative and positive attention. Whatever they can do to get our attention, they're going to do it. And a lot of times, because as parents, that's the second lesson, we pay attention so much to the negative that they do, they continue to do the negative to get our attention. So what we need to be doing more of is paying attention to the good that our child is doing. So when we see them sitting and playing with their toys, don't just look over and smile. Actually acknowledge that. Say, yeah, you're a good boy, you're playing with your toy. Go down there, sit with them, play with them, and they will continue to do that kind of behavior, knowing that this kind of behavior makes mommy happy, this kind of behavior makes mommy wants to sit and play with them. When we connect, when we choose connection over control, it's no longer about us and it's about our kids. It's about their well-being. It's about how they view and see us and how they will view and see leaders and authority figures in the future. In the example that I gave earlier about my son, one of the things that happened in that moment is it exposed one of my insecurities, and that's why I felt guilty. I am someone who genuinely does not think that hitting your child is the best way to discipline them, but yet I find myself resorting to it in moments when I'm upset or moments when I feel overwhelmed. And part of the reason that is my go-to in those moments is because it's how I've been programmed. As a Jamaican growing up, that was the only discipline that we knew. As parents now who are like, okay, based off what we saw and what we now know, we know this isn't the best way. But the truth is, we weren't taught the right ways. So we end up resorting to hitting as a means of discipline, especially in moments where emotions are high. And that makes parenting difficult because we are programmed to parent a particular way, but now we are trying to do differently. And being programmed for years, I was 30 when I had my first child. So that's 30 years of programming that I'm trying to deprogram right now when I have my child. That's crazy. And that's what's happening to so many of us, and that's why it feels so hard. So I'm here trying to learn new ways to discipline my kids, new ways to correct them, because sometimes it's not about discipline, it's about correction. Like with my son, it wasn't about discipline, it's supposed to be about correction, because he wasn't doing it from a destructive place. He wasn't trying to be destroyful, he wasn't trying to upset me. He was doing it to get my attention. So what I needed to do was to show him the correct way to get my attention and to model that type of behavior. And if you're parenting now and it's like, oh my God, this is so difficult, it's because it's challenging you to grow. It's challenging you to become a newer, better version of yourself, a more patient version, a more long-suffering version, a more forgiving version of yourself, a version of yourself that has more self-control. And that's the big part for me, self-control. I really need to work on that. And I also need to be more present, and that means when we are with them, we're with them. We're not watching TV like I was doing. We're tuned in to them, to their needs, to even their small wants. You know, if it's playing a game with us, my daughter's new thing is rock, paper, scissors. She wants to play that every chance she gets, even though I know she does she does it in the same order every time, so I get to beat her. We aren't perfect, and you know, trying doesn't guarantee that your kids won't one day have something in therapy to talk about or to offload. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't try. Our parents were trying, you understand, but they didn't have the resources that we have today. They did not have the books, the videos. They were just winging it, really. And to be honest, a lot of them did a better job than their parent before them did. So we now are called to do a better job than they did. Let's do the work. Let's be present with our kids. Let's choose connection over control. Finally, if parenting feels hard right now, it's because you're doing it right. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content or other content that I do, you can check out other videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the bio you'll find my links to my blog where I write about this and other topics, and you can also get a copy of my new book, The Lazy Mom's Guide to Motherhood. And please let me know what you guys think. It's available on my website or on Amazon. I'll leave the link below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.